his third in Chelsea colours, Jason. Muller again. Petit stayed on.
This is a wonder strike from Makelele.
He sent it straight back to Samuel. Jump down and have fight. That's all we'll ever like. That can never change my mind.
A magnificent
Hernandez opportunity, isn't it? At the far post, steered it goal.
Michael Ballack. It's in!
Didier Drogba, I'm going to say it now. It is written in the stars.
Possibly Bleaker's best.
When it hurts like this.
Comes out to Essien. Who's putting away nicely. This is Ruud Gullit, and that's two.
Ashley Cole. Oh my goodness. What a start to the second half.
He done it! The greatest night in the history of Chelsea Football Club.
Hello. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Chelsea Road to Glory. In today's episode, we got our two marquee players as usual. The first one is Patrick Bamford, and I learned, I think, like very early on in the year, that he used to play for Chelsea for like I want to say a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure on the exact length that he was at the club. But I went back to my rule: if I could find him in a Chelsea shirt, like that's him playing either on the ball or on the pitch, then I could count him for the road to glory. And at first, I think his first inform was 78 rated, and I immediately was like, I'm not gonna try a 78 rated out, even though I think it was like in December maybe that he had the inform. It might have been prior to it, but then he got a second inform at 82 rated, and I was gonna buy him when he was cheap, but considering I didn't need him at the time, I was just like, I can just wait. And eventually, with supply drying up and all the SBCs that came out, he was 30K on the market. So I just bought him for that price, and I was like, you know what, he's not gonna drop because there's literally not that much supply for him to drop. So the only loss I'll probably make is on tax, but with the games that he'll play for us, it probably doesn't even matter what the tax is. But it is a very high price for a 82 rated English striker that is not that great, and I thought giving him the Hunter chemistry style might have improved some of those things, but I played Bamford as the left striker and Tammy as the right striker in a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and I gave them both Hunters because I was like, they're two very tall strikers, and given their pace, they're not gonna hold up the play for each other. So I just gave them both Hunters and then prayed for the best by just trying to like put in through balls for them. Maybe Tammy stays for a bit and chips it to Bamford and stuff like that, and you'll see in the gameplay how they played out. I think Tammy did score one goal from a corner, which I had hoped he would at least do, but I think most of the corners that I did take that were near the near post, he wouldn't jump. I don't remember off the top of my head whether his jumping is above 80, but that was a glaring issue I saw, at least. Both of them, even with the Hunter, felt like they were not fast enough even when they were on the breakaway. I mean, defenders right now obviously should be at 99 pace with a shadow, minimum 90s, and on paper, Bamford had, I think, like 93 pace with a hunter, and Tammy was at like 92 maybe with a hunter. I obviously I would stay away from those two cards. Like at this point in the year, you're probably not going to be running uh, any sort of squad that would have them ever. Um, and that 82 rated, they're just SBC fodder, especially Tammy, who's a man of the match and serves no other purpose than just being an 82 rated card, while Bamford has a bit more, to him just because he's an inform and is used for other SBCs. But I think in the video I did put him into the 85 plus pack, I think, as the inform that was required. I think I needed 2 informs. I don't remember exactly which SBC I put him in, but I did put him into one, and we moved on from there. So now that the 2 players are out of the way, one of the exciting things, at least for me, in my opinion, is the return of Ivanovic and Pedro onto FUT. Ivanovic, obviously, at West Brom, gives the League SBC another option for center back, which is good for them because the silvers are very, very expensive. And I'm really hoping EA give him a flashback. And I'm kind of hoping it's a flashback player pick to where you can pick him at a center back or you could pick him as a right back. And honestly, I would love if that were to come out. Obviously, it might not, just because EA has their own plans for stuff. I mean, Ivanovic might not even get anything at all during the year, which will be sad, but I mean, it is what it is. And with Pedro, the only way I would probably put him into the team is if he does get a flashback along with Diego Costa, because then I can link Hazard, Diego Costa, and Pedro all in the same team, which is really nice. And having Kevin De Bruyne in the team obviously helps out Eden Hazard with the Belgium link, and it's just a really nice squad that we can build. But obviously, it all depends on how things work out with the like promos and stuff, and whether they do get flashbacks. But I'm holding out hope, and I think for the next episode, obviously we saw that I went with Deco from Icon Swaps 2 from the first batch of tokens. The second batch of tokens for right now is still going to be to get Ashley Cole. The only thing that would probably sway me would be if EA release his Prime Icon Moments as an SBC, because then I don't have to get him. I just grind the tokens for the fodder packs that are available for 5, 3, and 2 tokens. But I think the math works out to only allowing me the 83 plus and the 82 plus, which, I mean, they're gonna have 25 cards in them. So hopefully, if that situation arises, that would be the path I would take. But I don't know what EA will do. They have their own stuff to do, but I think for the next episode, the 2 players I definitely will put into the team and maybe change some stuff around. I'm going to try out Moments Deco, and I will be trying out Future Stars Reece James, and hopefully those 2 are good in game. I have no expectations for these 2, but I'm hoping they will serve the club a good purpose. And now that it is Friday, the last batch of icon moments have been added to the game, so we finally have all the moment icons and all of them that have played for Chelsea in the past. So hopefully I can maybe afford like one moment and then some other marquee player and then another moment instead of having two moments in one episode, because that's a lot of coins and I don't have that right now. But hopefully over the month we get some new players to try out that have played for Chelsea, and if not, I might release a different kind of video from the Road to Glory, just because there's not much that is added. But yeah, there's not much else to say except for thank you for watching the video. If you've made it this far, consider giving it a like and subscribing for more. And hopefully I can continue this with 2 marquee players an episode until team of the season, because once team of the season does start, that's when I will just rip the team apart and try to build the most meta as possible. So thank you guys for watching.